From the deep dark reaches of Star Trek Online comes Nikodas, Tabbytha, and Grebog with another episode of Fleet Action Report. Greetings. This is episode. Where did my show note? I'm bad. This is bad. Episode 211, Vovin Obilesk Carrier CSV. I guess I should have also computer run program on that one. My brain's all over the place tonight. So we'll see how that goes. If I guess here we'll do it proper. Computer run program FAR episode 211, Vovin Obelisk Carrier cannons. Take 2. If you'd like to support us, being here is support enough. But we also have coffee that you could go and buy us a cup of coffee. ko-fi.com/GREBOG, or you can subscribe here. We appreciate all subscriptions. We appreciate everybody. Period. So whether you're lurking, you're here, yeah. Tabby, how's your week been? What have you been up to? Hold on. Apparently Discord was muted. You can probably now hear Tabby just fine, which means you also didn't. I guess here, let's do the intro over again because you didn't hear Nick come in. You didn't hear Tabby say hi. You just heard me talking like I'm screwing everything up, which I clearly am. There are so many things that have been updated. Like OBS recently had an update. My touch portal recently had an update, so now it's all broken or doing its own thing.
It's fine. We love
All
you,
right. All right. So, welcome to the show. We're glad you're here. Thank you for supporting us. You can support us by being here. You can support us by following or subscribing, or you can run over to coffee.com and buy us a coffee. That's ko-fi.com/Grebog. And yeah, there we go. So I'm glad you can hear us all now. Tabby, how has your week been?
My week has been pretty good. There's a lot that I cannot talk about just yet, but one thing that I am really excited about is on one of my trips to the doctor yesterday, I officially got my 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 ADHD diagnosis. So I'm now officially ADHD, and I'm getting medication for it. So I'm very happy about that.
Congratulations. That's great news. Who are you handing the
Other
torch
than
off to?
that, what's that?
I was just asking, who are you going to hand the torch off to?
Actually, real quick, I just kind of rambled off there, but I've also been playing a lot of Mists of Pandaria, the Mist remix, and almost got everything that Bronze can buy. So we've almost gotten all of our collections and stuff. So and then other than that, I've been playing a ton of Fabledom. Thank you for that, Nicodemus. But it is such an adorable game, and it's so easy to get lost in it. It's great. I love it. And then, of course, getting my build ready for STO. Nicodemus.
Oh man, I don't even know. Primarily, all of my game time this week has been on STO, trying to get this carrier build done. We'll go over it here shortly. That's of course what the show is about. But carrier builds are rough. Um, so it's taken a lot of time. I actually didn't get the build completed until just about an hour ago. So there is that. Primarily, though, a lot of my downtime this week has been playing Magic the Gathering. Earlier today, I went to a local game store. They were doing a Commander night, just a casual thing. Didn't even cost any money. So I went there and met 9 other people who I've never met before, and we sat around, and I won 1 out of 3 games that I played.
That's pretty good.
There's a card. So my deck that I've been working on is based on Assassin's Creed, because they did this crossover with AC. And there's a card in there that says, when a player loses, if they were attacked by an assassin you control, you win the game. So instead of having to take out 3 other players, all I had to do was take out 1. And it worked really well. So that was the game I won, and then I switched tables to play with some other people and just got creamed 2 games in a row.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that you played the Assassin's Creed card, then found yourself running across the rooftops in France with a torch in your hand, not knowing what the heck was going on.
Not France, the Middle East.
Well, the Olympics, they opened with having an assassin from Assassin's Creed. Someone dressed up like them doing parkour and stuff. Yeah.
I did not know that. I'm going to have to go look that up. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, the studio that behind Assassin's Creed is French. So, you know.
Oh, that's amazing. I need to go look that up now. Grebog, you can share. That's pretty much my week.
My week's been real life is hectic, but that's just the way real life goes for a lot of people. And I'll leave that there. But I've been playing a lot of Remix, trying to get the last of my bronze things purchased. I did buy everything that the vendors are willing to sell me. The reason I say that is because there's a token missing, because I did not complete one of the appearance sets. I am missing the chess piece. But the token is not there for me to buy, so I could complete the set the other way. So yes, I disabled add-ons. Yes, I logged out and back in. Yes, I reloaded UI. Yes, I did all kinds of things. I even did a scan and repair of my game just to verify that it wasn't some weird thing happened that my install got corrupted, because if you've been playing WoW lately, you probably have noticed that WoW has a habit of crashing every so often, oddly. It's not just me. It's not. There are people that don't run add-ons. He's like, yeah, I'm not running any add-ons, and my game just crashed. And I'm like, well, I guess awesome. I almost said another game dev company. Awesome, Blizzard, way to go. I mean, Blizzard, it's one of those small indie developers, new to the scene, haven't had a lot of time to fix all the bugs.
But when they do, oh man, that game's gonna be great.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably every time they do a big like pre-patch / an expansion drop, there is always inherently bugs that get into the game. I mean, anyone that remembers Warlords, that was another one that strikes me as an especially buggy expansion drop. But
yeah, Warlords was something.
But yeah, so I need to get the chess piece off of the mage set from Siege of Orgrimmar mythic difficulty, and then I will be done. So either I'm gonna have to keep running the mythic Siege of Orgrimmar to try to get it, or I have to bug the devs about, hey, your shit's broken, fix it. But
which one do you think is more likely to be successful?
One will probably get to me at what 16 days, because we're at 14 days left probably. They'll get back to me in 16 days. Oh, you should now be able to buy. Oh, sorry. So I have heard someone else had the problem with the token thing, and they magically it reappeared at another day when they logged back in, which is why I was like, well, I'll give it a day, 24 hours ish. Anyway, I've been working with my STO builds, setting this ship up, setting up another ship. Some of you have seen me set up the other ship, or maybe not seeing it set up, but I have been running it, the Typhon. But there's also something to note. Those that do run the Typhon, you probably got a surprise today after the patch went through, because you now have one less bridge officer slot power. Because the tactical seat they apparently oopsed and gave you one too many. Well, they made it a lieutenant commander spot, and they were supposed to be a lieutenant. So you lost one tactical power. So, and with that, let's get into the STO news.
Yeah, and speaking of, I need to look at my Typhon build too and see what I lost because I can't remember what was in that spot. But anyway, they released the Heritage Starship bundle. This came out on the 25th, and actually launches tomorrow for console. There are 3 ships that come from past games. The ships are the Typhon.
The Achilles.
It's written as Typhoon. It threw me off. It's the Typhon Command Escort Carrier, the Achilles Miracle Worker Heavy Destroyer, and the Premonition Temporal Science Spearhead, which is absolutely gorgeous, by the way. The bundle also comes with a new ground weapon, the Elite Force Phaser Sniper Rifle, which sounds really cool, but I haven't actually tried it out yet.
I don't like sniper rifles.
Comes with new pets, the Elite Valor Fighters, and you get titles, the Armada, Admiral, Dominion Warrior, and the Hur'q Invader. And then, so those are all account wide. And then when you claim it, you get 100% off tier 6 ship coupon, 9 experimental ship upgrade tokens, and 4 Starship slots. And those go on whatever character you open it up. Now, the coupon and the upgrade tokens can be put in your account bank, but the Starship slots cannot. Okay, so
unless you're maxed, you probably would get the token if you have the max number of ship slots. So that's like 60 ship slots, I believe.
A lot of ships.
The bundle is regular priced at 12,500 Zen, or $125. The sale price that lasts until the 8th, so another week, is $93.75 Zen, or $93.75. Yeah, I like the ships. I have flown all 3 of them. All 3 of them are very good. All 3 of them are full spec ships. So yeah, if you're interested in them, check them out. If you only want one of them, they can be bought individually for the full price of 3,000 Zen. And that is it. Grebog, tell us about the event.
All right. So we have a new event, which is part of the event campaign. It is called A Good Day to Die. It is an event we've had in the past, so no super shocker stuff going on there. You need to get 14 completions to get your reward. You have 6 options for the TFOs to do. Defense of Starbase 1, To Hell with Honor, Battle of the Binary Stars, Remain Klingon, Operation Riposte, and Best Served Cold. So
depending on where you put the inflection for that one TFO, it's utterly hilarious. There's To Hell with Honor, but then you can also just say To Hell with Honor.
To Hell with Honor. And you get the reward Temporal Disorder. They, I think, have fixed it. I thought I saw in a patch note that they did. Essentially, using the Borath time crystal, you get to see 4 duplicates of your ship from alternate time streams come and assist you. As they appear, yeah, they'll automatically move to defend their. They say progenitor. That always I find a little weird. Um, when I read it the first time, but I get what they mean. You know, they mean you, the user of the console. But when you say progenitor, I think of the alien species.
Progenitors.
Yes. So, and then when they expire, they explode in a cascade of deadly radiation, which holds enemies caught in the blast. I don't think this is. Yeah, it's not part of any kind of set. They didn't add it to any set, so. And this also will make you temporarily immune while it's going on. And you get 3 TFO reward boxes, which you'll get to pick either spec points or enhanced universal tech upgrades, whichever you need the most. Yeah, this is part of the event campaign. So those that are almost done, not done, wherever you are, still making progress. This event likely will finish me, I think. So, aha. And then Tabby.
All right. New MUDs items and sale. We've got a couple things here. The Sompec Energy Rebounder Universal Kit Module. What does that one do?
That's the one where it puts down the 2 pillars and a beam goes between them.
Ooh,
and you have to make your enemy walk through it. It was a neat idea, but the execution leaves a lot to be desired. It's hard to get it placed in an effective position.
The way you have to use it, and the way I've seen people use it, is you use something like a suck box or one of the other kit modules that pulls enemies, and then you pull them into it.
Oh, okay. But other than that, we've got the V'ger probes universal
Which
kit
are
module.
amazing.
Yep, those ones are well worth it. They're pretty much meta. And then you have the Fikiri Birjai interceptor.
Don't.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say in the game, you'll notice it has the wrong ship icon on the store for it. It is this little ship here that you see on my screen that I'm spinning around right now.
Oh, that's interesting.
However, it is not this ship at all. That is also in here. That is the Ryzian.
A luxury cruiser tier 6.
Yeah, the tier 6 luxury cruiser.
That's hilarious.
They got this right. They got the icon on the small icon for the list wrong, and then they got this image wrong.
Oh, that's great.
At least they got the important ones right. It shows the trait, it shows the ship itself, and it shows all the consoles. You know, the one with the important details is accurate. That's what matters.
That's crazy.
And sorry, I interrupted.
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, I kind of opened the window for you because I don't know anything about that ship.
But it's a nice ship.
Does it have traits and consoles that are really sought after?
Actually, one of the traits I am using for the build we're doing tonight.
Yeah, tear open the gates is not a bad trait. Especially if you're doing something that has fire. You like fire damage? Because bridge officer anomalies spawn lost souls that last for 30 seconds, and they deal physical damage to random nearby. Oh, I thought they used to do fire damage. Huh. The console I don't remember. But it's actually not a terrible ship either on its own.
It's the Portal of the Damned console, which I'm actually using on this build as well. But there are better consoles, which we'll go over.
And finally, to help you get all of this mud stuff, which we actually generally wouldn't recommend kind of buying outright, we are having a mud sale going on, 75% off of all the things in the mud store.
Except bundles.
Oh, except bundles. And that sale is going on until the 5th. So you've got 3 more days. 3, 4 more days, depending on your time zone.
Okay. Which the Ryzian Luxury Cruiser is also in the mud store and on sale. If you're trying to get the Fekiri one, make sure you're picking the right one. I'm sure they'll get that fixed pretty quick.
So we are going to go over the Vovin Obelisk Carrier build that we came up with. There's going to be a lot of alternative stuff that we are talking about a little bit, just because carrier builds are rough to do them. They're expensive. They can be hard to put together. So we've got a lot of either or stuff, but not for the equipment. So Tabby's going to start us off by doing a rundown of what equipment we're using.
All right. So now equipment, is that just the equipment or equipment and weapons?
Yeah, everything on the left side there.
All right. So we went ahead and decided to go with cannon scatter volley for these. And so I went ahead and went phasers or phasors, depending on how you want to say it. So I've got 3 dual cannons, dual heavy cannons up front. I've got the overload linked phaser quad cannons, the prolonged engagement phaser dual cannon, and the Terran Task Force phaser dual heavy cannons. And of course, we decided to go with the Iconian force set for the deflector, engine, warp, and shields. Why did we decide to do that?
I'm going to put it down below. The 3-piece and the 4-piece are supposed to be really good for pets. And while you detail the rest of this, I'll add those in.
Alrighty. And then on the back, I went ahead and put a few turrets. I've got the enhanced inhibiting phaser turret array from the I think that's Gamma Task Force. Yeah, either Gamma or Delta. I don't remember which one that's from, but the Trilithium enhanced phaser. It's from Reputation. Trilithium enhanced phaser turret. That's from the episode Beyond the Nexus. And then I also put the heavy wait, that was supposed to be a phaser turret, not a disruptor turret, but I messed up on when I crafted it and lost a bunch of materials. So that would be a heavy biomolecular phaser turret. Now for engineering consoles, we went with a stack of the Advanced Engineering Hangar Craft Power Transmissions. This gives you bonus damage for a bunch of bonus damage and weapon power to your pets. And so we stacked 5 of them in the engineering consoles, and if you have the universal consoles, you'll put those there as well. For universal consoles, we've got the Swarmer Matrix. That one's from the Lobby store, I believe, right? Or is that a lockbox? No, that's a lockbox. The sensor suppression suspension burst, that one is off the Alliance Hur'q carrier. Subspace fracture tunneling field, that comes off of this ship. High energy communications network, that comes off of any of the 3 support cruisers. 3 or 3. The Romulan, the Jem'Hadar, and the Cation one on Fed side. Fleet power network array. Let's see, which ship did that come off of? The Awani command carrier. And then, last but not least, the harmonic yield distribution via radial aperture.
Hydra.
Hail the Hydra console. That one comes off of the Terran Hydra Intel Destroyer. And of course, I'm I'm running with the Obelisk Swarmers. I haven't bought the elite ones yet, but getting this carrier unlocks the what is it, very rare, ultra rare ones from the Dilithium store.
I think
You want
yeah.
to talk? I'm
You'd be
sorry.
able to buy the very rare ones from the Dilithium store, or your fleet should be able to. If you have a fleet that has it unlocked, you can buy the what
Ultra rare.
ultra rare. Yeah.
For my build, I'm actually using the Elite Valor fighters that came off of the new bundle. I actually like them a lot.
I'm using an alternative console.
An alternative console.
Yes. I didn't have. I can't remember which one of the consoles I didn't have, so I grabbed what I found listed as a decent optional, and it's the linked command matrix, which comes from the. Oh, I think you put it somewhere, or did you not?
I did not.
Well, here.
It's
It's a Jem'Hadar ship.
Oh, is okay. I'll let you look it up. I don't want to guess it wrong. I'm actually using an alternative one of as well. As mentioned, I am using Portal of the Damned, which comes off the Beer Jai. I don't have the Awani. I thought about picking it up because the console with that is great for carrier builds, but I just couldn't justify the expense right now. So at some point in time, I will do that. But for right now, I'm using Portal of the Damned, which effectively just gives me extra pets.
Um, so the link command matrix comes from the Jem'Hadar Vanguard Carrier, which is one of the many Vanguard ships that you can buy in the C store.
Okay, so the set bonuses. The reason we're using the Iconian set, the two-piece set bonus is enhanced shield distribution. Whenever you distribute shields, it actually gives you a shield regen. That one doesn't really matter. The three-piece, however, is energy augmentation actuator. It gives you a 5% chance on firing energy weapons to add a 10% damage boost to your allies, to your team, which does affect your pets. And then the four piece is the Radiant Subatomic Pulse. This is a team wide buff. It adds 33% damage, 20% haul, and 10% flight speed to your entire team. And that includes players, pets, whatever else you have flying around with you. That's why we have those in there, though. All right, Grebog, you want to go over the bridge officer powers, and then I'll do the traits.
All right, stations. Station. I mean,
Sean.
so we have here Universal City that we slept in a tactical bridge officer. So in the lieutenant commander here we have cannon scatter volley 2. Then we have attack pattern beta 1 and tactical team 1 here. Yes, I should do.
Can I break in here real quick?
Sure.
You guys keep mentioning scatter volley. I want to point out scatter volley is only good if you have superior area denial. If you are using coordinated assault instead, then it's better to have rapid fire in that spot.
Okay.
Oh, well, I will switch it real quick. Thank you for letting us know.
I had pulled a build from another ship that had a torpedo, so we had a torpedo spread 2 in briefly, but since we have no torpedoes slotted for weapons, we have no, like, because the lieutenant seat, we would have, instead of attack pattern beta 1, oh, I guess, oh, I see what I did. My bridge officers weren't trained the same, so I have my attack pattern beta 1 and flipped on the what we have in the sheet. So instead of focused assault 1, there was a torpedo spread 2. Now, if you don't have a torpedo slotted, there's no reason to have a torpedo spread, because I guess you'd just be shooting spreads of air, void. I don't know. But yeah, and then obviously the instant seats tactical 1, great power. Here, let's jump over. I know it's on the bottom of the list, but let's go to the Lieutenant Tactical seat. We have Chemosite Laced Weaponry 1. That's great for making your damage do splash onto others. I already said the Focus Assault. But the Attack Pattern Beta 1 is a great bridge officer power. Yeah, it's a great buff for you and your team. All right. I guess here, let's go to... Oh, that's why I don't have him with that power. Okay. So for the Science Ensign, while yes, I have the wrong thing, we recommend Hazard Emitters 1. It's a great for removing debuffs off of you, like Plasma Fires, and a good survivability boost. Or if you're weird like me, you can put something like Very Cold in Space. My science guy that I slotted, he just doesn't have that trained. It's fine. I'll be fine. So here on the command seating for the engineer commander, this is like the big guns where you get a lot of your flavor for the build. We have Call Emergency Artillery 3 in the commander seat power. We have Concentrate Firepower 3 in the lieutenant commander. Now you're probably wondering about, like, because when you mark a foe, this says like, oh, you know, it increases, like they take more damage from torpedoes. Most people don't like using it when they're doing carriers, because then your hangar pets will steal the torpedo hits from you, but since we don't have any torpedoes on this is solely to give our hangar pets the added damage. Like we're literally, it's here to boost your hangar pet torpedoes. And then obviously emergency power weapons 2, because of all engineering powers, the greatest DPS boost. And then emergency powered engines. Now for the lieutenant commander seat, here you can go with structural integrity collapse 3. It does a boost for the, well, it does a resistance thing to your enemies. It lowers their resistances, which then increases your hangar pet damage. Or I have in here Let It Go 3, because it's one of my, well, I don't have the structural integrity collapse 3 on this guy. Again, you know, or I guess this gal, it's Sylvia Tilly. So Let It Go 3 is not a bad option. It's just probably not as good as a structural integrity collapse 3. Then we have reverse shield polarity, because it's always great to have this. If you can, it's a good survivability boost. And then engineering team 1, or you could go with if you feel like you're survivable enough, you can go with endothermic inhibitor beam. That is a decent. Also, it reduces your enemies. Let me see if I do I have it in any other flavor.
Reduces target's shield resistance by 20%.
Yeah,
and it adds a radiation dot.
So it basically is yet another thing to like weaken your enemies, so that way your hangar pets do more damage. That's the powers.
I want to point out on the lieutenant spot, instead of emergency power to weapons 2, you can run overwhelm emitters. Because that's another one where you mark your foe, and then anything that shoots that foe deals extra damage. So if you target something and your fighters swarm it, they'll deal more damage. So it kind of depends on if you want to deal more damage or if you want your fighters to deal more damage on that one. Okay, so power levels. You wanna take that, or you want me to?
I can go over it real quick.
Sure.
So here you have auxiliary as your 100, because that's just the way carriers work best with having more power on aux. But being that you still want to do some of the damage, having 70 for your weapons, and then essentially that leaves your shields and engines at 15 each.
Auxiliary reduces the launch timer, right?
I believe so. Got to keep those hangar pets going, yo.
Yeah, it reduces the hangar launch times, and it also reduces the cooldown on. It also like affects your universal consoles.
Yeah.
There you go.
Basically, they pull. Most carriers used to be science, and that's why I think a lot of carrier stuff relies on aux, because science pulls a lot from auxiliary.
Actually, this is one of the first
It,
carriers
it's
that I know of that's heavily engineering based.
there's I think another one out there, but I don't. For your specializations, we went with pilot primary, um, and then we have secondary, a strategist.
So, just to pipe in, what I actually read on that, the piloting has something in there that your pets get a boost from. Um, so that's another thing that boosts the pets. The secondary doesn't matter. You can pretty much plug in there whatever you want. The two that was recommended was either intel or strategist. Neither one affects your pets. It's just solely what you are affecting yourself as. So you can plug in there whatever you like.
There's a side benefit to this. This Vovin is a bit of a clunky, slow turn, and using cannons, having added boost to your turn rate and such, which comes from pilot, is a side effect that will help you as well.
Okay, so traits real quick, and then we'll go blow something up so you guys can actually see these in action. We again, this is another one where we're going to have a lot of alternatives. So, if you want an AOE build, go with Superior Aerial Denial. This comes from the Mirror Ingle Strikewing Escort. Or I guess if you're on the KDF side, you can get it from the Infinity Prize Pack Starship trait. But if you don't have access to that, you can use the Coordinated Assault. This comes off the Alita Heavy Strike Wing Escort, the Cattell Flight Deck Raptor, or the Jewel Ale. I didn't say that right, but the Tactical Carrier Warbird. So those are all Zen Store where SAD comes from a lockbox ship, so it's a little easier to get the Coordinated Assault, but it's single target. So you either have to do beam overload or rapid fire to make that work. Those two powers are mutually exclusive. The rest of these you can pick and choose from. We have Grethor's Fire, which adds fire damage every time you launch pets. This comes from the Fakiri Goktad Carrier. Reactive Repair Nanites comes off the Breen Sar Thelm Carrier. Relaunch and Repair comes off the Acacian. Well, any of the support carriers will give you relaunch and repair. The repurposed Cargo Bay Hangar actually comes off the Typhon. That is a really, really neat power or trait. The Strike Group Command Authority comes off the Terran Hydra. Target That Explosion comes off the Earhart Strikewing Escort, the Legendary Excelsior, or the Sec Strikewing Escort. Alternatives, we have Withering Barrage. This comes off of the Legendary Defiant, the Valiant, the Core, the Legendary Burrell, the Machla Bird of Prey, the Legendary Talis, and the Malum. This basically increases the duration of. Lost my train of thought here. The AOE power. What am I thinking of? It's not spread. Come on, guys,
Superior
help me. No, the
cannon
firing
scatter
mode.
volley.
That's it. Thank you. Withering Barrage. I need to add more notes in here what these are for so I don't get tongue-tied like that again. Supercharged weapons can come off of the Endeavor, the Legendary Verity, the Martok Tactical Battlecruiser, the Republic Kopesh, the Dread, and the Legendary Scimitar. Go for the Kill comes off the Jem'Hadar Vanguard pilot attack ship. This is the one that increases the rapid fire. And then command frequency. This is one that Grebog found that's very interesting for Hangar pets. The standard version just comes from spending 15 points in the command specialization. The improved version comes from spending 30 points in the command specialization. However, the superior version comes from temporal agent recruits after you master 3 primary specializations. So if you have it, you can use it in place of one of these others, but all of these, the vast majority of these actually influence the damage of your pets. The 2 that are down here that don't are the Withering Barrage and Go for the Kill, which affects your individual firing mode. So keep that in mind. For personal traits, we left a lot of these open. The ones that actually affect the fighters, there's wait a minute, what's up with Scramble Fighters? Is that a Starship trait or a personal trait? Hang on.
So while he's looking, I'm noticing, I'm looking at the Hangar pets on the fleet and in the lithium store, and I'm not seeing the upgraded Swarmer pets.
Did we not get?
There
was a bug. People were saying that they were not getting credit for technically having, yeah. So it may be bugged that you can get them.
The upgraded Hangar pets come from an achievement that you have to get in a mission. It's one of the Dyson Sphere missions. You have to go in, and there's an optional thing that I have never done. But you, once you do that, whatever this optional thing is, it rewards you with the rare version of those pets. At least that's what I read online. I haven't actually gone looking for it. Okay, so Scramble Fighters is, I believe, a Starship trait, so I have it in the wrong spot. Anyway, I'll go over these others real quick. And then I'll go back to Scramble Fighters. So Wing Commander, it just increases the rank up of your pets, lets them get experience faster. Holographic Mirage Decoys gives it gives them invulnerability until they take damage or something like that. It's a little weird. Let's see, what's it say? Mines, torpedoes, and Hangar pets are invulnerable until 2 seconds after damage is first negated. So whenever they first take damage, it's negated for 2 seconds. Independent Wingmate. Is this the really expensive one? No, I've got this one. This one, so the first pet that you launch out of each hangar gets a 200% damage bonus and 200 damage resistance. Feel the weight of our presence. This one debuffs your enemies. So any friendly ship that attacks an enemy, it gives a stacking damage resistance debuff. Fleet Coordinator is a standard one. Basically, you just get bonus damage for however many allies you have. Cannon Training, the superior version you buy at the Fleet K7, and it just boosts your own damage. And then Into the Breach is the other one. Anytime you blow up an enemy, any enemies that are nearby have their resistances reduced. Cute, Grebog. Okay, so the trait Scramble Fighters. This is a Starship trait. All Hangar pets gain immunity to damage for 5 seconds, plus 25% damage for 5 seconds, and restores 50% of their max hull. And it basically does this anytime you launch Hangar pets. This comes out of the Delta Alliance Duty Officer pack, and it is very, very, very expensive. That's why I don't have it. It was like 560 million EC on the exchange.
Half a ship.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, that actually should go up above. The only other thing I have written down for the build are our duty officers, and I only have 4 listed because the 5th one you can pretty much put whatever you want in there. Let me pull this up. So we've got the flight deck officers that reduce the recharge time for the hangar bays. So basically you can want to pump out those fighters as often as you can. I have equipped 3 of them. That's the recommended number. I don't know exactly why. Maybe there's a maximum.
That's the max you can equip.
Oh, okay. There you go.
It's just you can only get 3 flight deck officers. Period.
That's true of all of them, right? You can only have 3 of any one type.
Some of them it's less.
1.
Yeah, some of them it's only 1.
So it's the most you can have. And as you can see here, I've got 1 blue and 2 green. I tried to update these today to get higher versions. There are none that exist on the exchange. So we did find out that you can buy them if you have your military skill up or your military commendation up. You can buy it from the store, but I don't. So I'm stuck with what I got for now. And then we almost always use the emergency con hologram. For my final spot, I put Beckett Mariner just because I have tactical team on this build, and every time you activate tactical team, she gives you secondary shields, so it boosts survivability. So that's why Beckett is on here. But you can almost put anything in that 5th slot, whatever fits your personal theme. And that is the build in a nutshell. Let's go blow something up, guys.
Sounds good. Does anybody need the daily?
We could do the daily. That's fine. I invited you to party. And then, do you guys have a preference on which one?
Well, I know like a couple of them are very fighter unfriendly, so we might want to avoid those. We could just do a quick Starbase 1.
Okay.
Woo.
There we go. Fighter unfriendly. True enough, I guess. Man,
well, I mean, if we do a ground one, then definitely fighter unfriendly.
None of these are ground. These are all space.
I'm surprised there isn't a ground one, but you know. Oh, here. Launch pets.
Yep.
Go
launch
team.
Fighters. Alrighty. And I'm just going to put them on attack in here.
There's going to be a lot of fighters out.
We're the only carriers, though. Our friends are not in carriers. And there go all my fighters.
We're prepping for evac of non-essential personnel and civilians.
So, on attack, do they attack your target, or do they just attack whatever enemies are around? Do either of you know?
I'm not
think
sure.
they just attack the whatever.
I think if you're targeting something when you start attacking it, they will attack your target. But if you, but either after that target dies, or if you just tell them to attack without selecting a target, they just kill everything.
Okay. That explains why they're flying off.
I do like the new hangar pets that were in that bundle.
Yeah, those are the ones I'm using. I've seen some other people kind of online still say that the Klingon fighters are better, specifically the blue Klingon fighters.
Yeah, because in certain builds that they're doing, they don't want a fighter that has any kind of torpedo, because they want to make sure they are getting, say, the superior area of denial or constant, or the various powers that
That's fair.
are boosting torpedo damage.
What I find really interesting about these fighters, though, is they have both a beam weapon and a cannon weapon and a torpedo.
Yeah.
So almost any firing mode that you use, that you share with them through trait or whatever, is effective. Like one of the traits that we have is sharing our firing modes as well. Coordinated assault, for example. Man, I got so used to the Typhon, though. The slower turn rate on this thing. This thing's a slug.
So if you're using the subspace, like the console that comes with this ship, I highly recommend that you're trying to use it on cooldown, because you're trying to get your because whenever you activate it, you're reducing the recharge time of universal console abilities by 25%. So every time you're hitting it, you're going to get your other consoles back.
Yep. And those matter. Especially in this case, because a lot of them affect your pets.
Decatur is taking some fire. Please assist.
I will say, so we have done a carrier build before. We did one with the Jarek. But it wasn't a true carrier build like this one is. We went a lot more into like what affects the hangar pets for this one, and I kind of dig it. But after flying the Typhon, man, I just like that ship better. I even tier 6 X2'd this one, because I did it before the Typhon was announced. You want to talk about some buyer's remorse there? It's not a bad ship, especially for a freebie.
But when you stack it up against all the carriers they just released on either side of it.
Well, like the Awani came out, right, shortly before this one. But that wasn't as big a deal. It's a very similar ship to this one, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's better. Well, sure, for those people who want to spend the money, right? But like I didn't, so this wasn't going to be a good carrier for me. But then they immediately followed it up with the Typhon, and it's like, the Typhon's just an amazing ship. I actually almost suggested that we switch the video today to the Typhon, but I don't know. I do want to give this ship a little love, and I have seen a lot of free players flying this around.
It's a good ship. It just, like you're saying, like, it suffers from the two peaks of slightly, some better ships that have came out right before and right after. So
yeah, and to go along with what you're saying about the console, I moved my console spot onto my spam bar, so the subspace fracture is going off pretty much on cooldown.
I'm using it as a clicky to help me move around, because with this being a brick, but I'm trying to move around on cooldown.
I did the same thing originally. I had it on a separate button, kind of its own button. That way I could control when it went off. But after you reminded me about the cooldown it gives to other universal consoles, I switched it. I will tell you something. Something I'm missing though is the photonic officer, which this ship doesn't have a spot for really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does not have a lot of science slots. You'd have to switch to the universal to science and do something else with your tactical.
Then I think you're losing too much tactical power.
Yep. And if you have Boimlers, you've got enough.
I did throw Boimlers on here.
It's why I say that there's too many engineering. Like we didn't need this many engineering the lieutenant commander could have been like a lieutenant or an ensign engineering, and it would have been fine.
You guys want to do one more just for funsies before we quit?
Sure.
You want to do another one of the event ones?
I don't care.
Should I click a rando?
Well, if you do random, we've got a chance of doing a
ground.
Getting a ground. What's one of the carrier unfriendly?
What's the one that's on the ground? Like you're in your ship, but you're flying above the surface of a planet.
That's the Hell with Honor, I think.
Is it?
The Hell with Honor.
We could do that one, or we could do Best Served Cold.
Which one is Best Served Cold?
That's the one with the 3 stations. Where you have to go down to the planet and knock out the shuttles.
That one could be interesting in carriers.
All right, I'll queue us for both, and whichever one pops, but never mind. As soon as I clicked it, wee woo.
Wee woo.
As soon as I clicked it, that was funny. Yeah, I agree. The Vovin is not a bad ship. Not at all. And I can see how people would like it, and I'm glad we did the build on it. I do have a little bit of regret for pumping up to Tier 6 X2. And then immediately they dropped the Typhon.
See, I don't know. I was hesitant to bump it to TX2, but yeah.
Yeah, you said that the other day, and I don't blame you. I kind of wish I had waited.
Well, yes, they keep
something else.
Well, they keep giving us the ship upgrade tokens off and on in events and stuff. I just am not willing to invest them in every ship yet.
I'm actually out. Oh wow, there's 4 of us in here.
Oh, nice. And a Bajoran interceptor.
And a ship that could be a fighter.
Okay, which station are y'all going to? We should probably being
I usually go for Gamma.
Okay, I'll go for Beta.
I guess I'll go for Alpha.
We are all using different skins. All 4 of us are using a different skin as well. For our Vovin. That's interesting.
Actually, I don't know. Nixon looks like he's got the same skin as me. Oh, almost. Your nacelles are red and mine are still blue.
If you notice, we didn't have to get a 32nd century ship for floating parts.
For floating parts?
If you look on the bottom of your ship, there are some floating They're not nacelles, but yeah.
Well, even the nacelles on either side, those bits are floating too.
You're right. That's interesting. Okay.
This is Sneeze, son of a chew.
I'm using the Alliance skin. Come on, fighters, don't blow everything up.
Destroy the infiltrators to solve that problem permanently. Control station.
Wow, the fighters are just ripping everything apart.
Control station Gamma has been restored.
So people that see on my screen, there is a Jem'Hadar attack ship. That is from my command matrix console. So it is wandering off.
As it does.
You can't keep anything that you summon, dude. They all wander off.
It's just going to sit there and watch. Oh no, it's shooting things.
My little teleport thing teleported me inside the station that I'm supposed to be protecting. So, who's going after shuttles?
The interceptor should. Just a thought.
Hopefully he will. We'll see. Kind of curious to go down and see how well the fighters do. I mean, if you put them on Escort, they should stick with you, right? Oh my... That was fun. I did the call emergency artillery, and it obliterated one of these Mokai interceptors. Yeah, I'm gonna put it back on attack. One of each, maybe? That's what you usually do, right, Tabby? Tabby?
What's that?
You usually have one hangar bay on attack and one on Escort,
And one on
right?
intercept.
Oh, on intercept. Man, I don't even have to do anything. I just put one of them on attack, and they're just all these interceptors are just going away.
The enemy is on the move. The Mokai
This is a very non-friendly, like the last portion of this TFO is very non-friendly to your fighters.
Oh my god.
All the explosions, yeah, that's going to be really interesting. Okay, the interceptor stayed up at the station, so I guess I'm coming down here.
A transport is leaving the surface. The prisoners are trying to escape. Mokai infiltrators en route to Gamma. Eliminate them at once.
Okay, there goes one.
Here comes another one. These prisoners are bold.
Where?
Okay.
What in the world did my fighters just do?
Was that the starburst?
Probably.
Oh, the Hydra.
They like just annihilated. There was an infiltrator, and then there wasn't.
Infiltrators closing on Alpha and Gamma stations. Wipe them out.
Yeah, this is kind of fun. My fighters. So usually when you knock down one of these prison transports, Klingon ships will decloak. My fighters are just taking them out. Like I don't even have to do anything.
I put all bays attack on my on one of my bars so that I can easily click it. And so like even stuff that's out of my weapon range, I just order my fighters to attack it.
That's fair. Okay, here we go.
So I get to annihilate things that aren't even in weapons range.
All ships, 8 transports are making a break for it. Do not let them get away.
8 transports.
That's fine. They just did the starburst there too. I gotta go get these other guys. Ah, it teleported me in the wrong direction.
Oh no.
That's funny. There we go. Okay, I got all the transports. I just gotta capture them all now. They're heading your way, guys. Keep an eye on them for me. And I got one more. I'm going to follow this group up. So hopefully they don't get destroyed along the way. How's Gamma doing? Oh, he's still up there. All right.
I think we also have Neri Berna escorting, or they're just flying around willy nilly. I don't.
They're
don't
just
know
kind of
which.
randomly flying around.
I know they came over by me for a little bit, and then now they're flying out there a ways.
My fighters are attacking the transports that they're not supposed to be attacking yet.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of, let's put you all on Escort for this one. One of my fighters is highlighted gold. I wonder if that's the one that has that 200% boost. I've never noticed that before, but right there. Highlighted gold.
I don't have any highlighted gold.
Can you see that on my screen here at the lower right? Like,
Yeah.
they're all normal colored except that one.
That's weird. Like, none of mine are highlighted gold.
Okay, I'm going to head back to Gamma and get ready for these transports.
I think you'll find my every destroyer.
I'm just going to put them all on attack for this. They can go take out all the transports. I don't care. Alrighty, here we go. Of course, there's one that's right here by my station. That shouldn't count.
Alpha Station has dilithium haulers within proximity.
Oh, I lost one.
Engage the cloak and begin repairs. All stations have dilithium haulers in proximity.
Oh, this is a little rough.
Yeah, this is not a friendly fight for hangar pets.
Oh, that one just took out 4.
Beta and Gamma stations have dilithium haulers in proximity. Picking up multiple signals on long-range sensors. Looks like more dilithium haulers. Ship is under attack. Dilithium haulers are dropping out of orbit. Keep those stations secure.
See, this is a good one for a science ship, doing flinging gravity wells.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty fantastic right about now.
Target's shields have failed. Gamma station has dilithium haulers within proximity.
I've lost almost all of my fighters.
I've already had to replace all my fighters because they just run off and blow up.
Oh, Katis would hate this. That's why he's not a carrier captain. How many we got left? 3.
I see way more than that on the map. Ah, race for impact. It's gonna be a close one.
That was pretty good. Let's go with Nukara.
So this is where the fraction, the tunneling jump can be bad.
Because you could jump yourself right into the middle of a dilithium explosion.
Yeah, I could see how that might be an issue.
Well, and it also points you directly at whoever you were targeting. So if you're flying forward, you're gonna be probably pretty close to the explosion that you caused.
Another way to hit yourself in the face? Why am I not surprised that you found it?
That was rude. Accurate, but rude.
Brutal. Fatality. I love you, Grebog.
Uh-huh.
Oh, is that why it... Oh, I bet that's why it messed up.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. I gotta figure out what I'm missing now on my build.
I'm missing a different ship.
Well, that could be a thing, you know? It was beam overload. I'm missing beam overload. I guess I'm going with beam overload too.
Not 3?
Can't do 3.
Now I need to look at stations.
This is the thing they changed on the Typhon.
Yeah.
All right. So, next week, do we have a plan for next week?
Nope.
All right. So Monday night will be fun night. Please come and join us. As always, people in chat are welcome to join us in game, and we can help you level. We can help you master ships, or we can just run missions together, or TFOs, or whatever people need. If nobody joins us or tells us that they need help with something, we will probably be running our KDF characters through some more missions, because that seems to be what we've been doing recently. And then next Thursday, we will do another show like tonight. I'm not quite sure what the topic is going to be just yet. We will try to let you guys know on Monday. Did I miss anything, team?
Nope.
I can't think of anything.
Cool. Well, then, let's find somebody to raid. And as always, I will see you out there.
Have fun, be safe, and don't set yourselves on fire.
Thanks you everybody for coming and listening to us tonight. Stick around. We will, as Nikodas said, raid somebody. So live long and prosper. Computer, end program.